Hello, everyone. In 2025, the medical equipment market is at a turning point in its development. On one hand, there is a growing demand for innovative technologies. On the other hand, there is a pressure from regulators, complex logistics, and high costs. And today we'll discuss the main points about the situation on the market. Here you may see the key topics that will be covered in the presentation, providing a roadmap for understanding the opportunities and challenges in the Russian medical market. Why Russia is a promising market in the medical industry? This is an overview of the potential and growth opportunities within the Russia healthcare sector. Key strategies, changes in legislations regarding medical devices in 2025. Insights into upcoming regulatory changes that will impact medical device manufacturers and suppliers. How to enter the market? This will be such kind of a guide on strategies and steps for successfully entering the Russian medical market. Medical device marking system in Russia, key requirements. Here you will find the details information on the marking requirements under the honest sign system. Import of medical equipment in Russia in 2025. This will be such kind of an overview of import regulations, processes, and considerations for medical equipment. Here, risks and how to avoid them. Identification of potential risk associated with entering the Russian market and strategies for mitigation. And in the end, a summary of key takeaways and final thoughts on navigating the Russian medical industry. So make yourselves comfortable, and I hope you will enjoy the interesting time ahead. During the meeting of the Supreme Eurasian Economic Council on May 29, 2014 in Astana, Kazakhstan, the presidents of Russia, Belarus, and Kazakhstan signed the Treaty on the Eurasian Economic Union. The Treaty on the Eurasian Economic Union came into force on the 1st of January 2015. Member states were Belarus, Kazakhstan, Russia, Armenia since 2nd of January, and Kyrgyzstan since 12th of August in 2015. The Eurasian Economic Union has a combined population of approximately 185.6 million people, and Russia counts for about 145 million people, representing approximately 78% of the total population within the EAEU. This demographic insight underscores the importance of Russia as a key market within the Eurasian Economic Union, offering substantial opportunities for businesses looking to expand in this region. So why Russia is a promising market for the medical industry? Entering the Russian market is one of the promising directions for business development for many manufacturers. The main items of Russian imports are equipment and electronics, which account for up to 50%. There are a number of requirements for products entering the Russian market, such as certification, declaration, permitting documentation, etc., aimed at confirming quality and compliance with current national regulations. The requirements imposed on products depend on their type. The key factors are as follows. Sanctions. Western brands leaving companies like Siemens, GE, Philips are existing in the Russian market, creating opportunities for Chinese manufacturers to fill their share. Government support for healthcare. The healthcare budget in Russia is planned to increase to over 6 trillion rubles. There is approximately $65 billion by 2025. Growing demand for medical services. An aging population and the expansion of private clinics are boosting the needs for medical equipment and services. Growth of the commercial sector. Private clinics are growing about 50% annually, and purchasing modern equipment such as diagnostic, for example, portable ultrasound devices from Edan, ACG machines from Midray, aesthetic medicine, lasers from Fosun Pharma. What is about the market size and imports? The total medical device market is estimated to reach up to $40 billion by $14 billion by 2025. Imports accounts for approximately 60% of the market, with about 45% of that coming from China. This slide highlights the top 5 promising categories in the healthcare sector for China, emphasizing their potential for growth and profitability. The first one, disposable products. The demand for disposable medical items remains stable, with low competition in the market. Examples include syringes, gloves, and masks. The second one is diagnostic, like ultrasound, ACG, and laboratory. There is a significant opportunity to replace established brands like Siemens and GE with local alternatives. Key products in this category are ultrasound machines and biochemical analyzers. The third is surgery and orthopedics. The localization of implants presents a lucrative market. Notable products include endoscopes, stents, and joint prostheses. The fourth, home medical devices. The rise of online sales has boosted this category with products such as glucometers, blood pressure monitors, and nebulizers gaining popularity. And the fifth, IT medicine. The trend towards telemedicine is reshaping healthcare delivery. Smart bracelets and monitoring systems are examples of the innovative products in this field. This overview illustrates the diverse opportunities driven by technological advancements and changing consumer needs. These slides present the top 5 niches in the healthcare sector that offer the highlight profit margins along with China's competitive advantages in each category. Endoscopic equipment. With profit margins ranging from 35 to 50%, China offers endoscopic equipment at prices that are 40% lower than Japanese brands like Olympus, for example, and making it an attractive option for buyers. The second, orthopedic implants. This category boasts margin of 25 to 40%. China's orthopedic implants are compatible with Russian standards, providing a significant advantage in local markets. The third, laboratory test systems, offering margins between 30 and 45%. Chinese manufacturers can quickly adapt their test systems to meet local requirements, ensuring compliance and efficiency. The fourth, home medical devices, with profit margins of 20 to 35%. Partnerships with major online retailers, for example, like Wildberries and Ozone, enhance market reach and sales potential for home medical devices. The fifth, ventilation and anesthesiology equipment. This niche has the highest profit margin, ranging from 40 to 60%. China can provide urgent supplies as replacements for European counterparts, addressing critical needs in healthcare facilities. This overview highlights the lucrative opportunities within these niches, driven by competitive pricing and adaptability to local market demands. So now we've looked at the opportunities and challenges in the Russian medical market, and you might be wondering how can the company successfully enter the complex but rewarding environment. Let's explore the key steps and strategies for making a smooth entry into the Russian healthcare industry. This market may seem challenging, but with a clear plan, success is achievable. Today, I will walk you through the 5 key steps that will help you to navigate this process effectively and establish a strong presence in Russia. The first step is product selection. Carefully choose the products you wish to market in Russia, considering demand and compliance requirements. Step 2 is registration with Roszdravnadzor. Register your product with Roszdravnadzor, the regulatory body for healthcare in Russia. The registration process can take between 6 to 18 months. Technical documentation must be translated into Russia, and the products must undergo testing in accredited laboratories. Step 3, marking in honest sign. Initiate the marking process currently with certification to save over 3 months in total time. Step 4, choosing and sales strategy. Here is the 3 examples. Partner with a distributor for a quick market entry. Example of potential partners include MedTech, Stoma, and AlphaMed. Establish a joint venture with a Russian company to localize operation and enhance market presence. Also supply directly to hospitals through tender processes for larger contracts. And step 5 is logistics and payments. The main routes are as follows. By rail from Chongqing to Moscow, taking approximately 12 to 14 days, and by sea from Shanghai to Novorossiysk, requiring over 30 days. As for the payments, transactions can be made in RMB or rubles through intermediate banks located in Kazakhstan or UAE, and also cryptocurrencies are used unofficially, but may be an option for some transactions. Hope this structured approach will help you to navigate the complexes and enter in the Russian healthcare market effectively. So in 2025, important innovations will come into effect concerning the procurement of medical equipment and pharmaceuticals, as well as the provision of medical services and equipment of medical organizations. According to the order dated September 12, 2024, number 2503R, and resolution number 1684, dated November 30, 2024, updated norms for the stage registration of medical devices will take effect on the 1st of March 2025. Below, we'll see some of these changes. The first one is simplification of the quality, effectiveness, and safety examination procedure for Russian medical devices. All documents confirming test results might be submitted along with the application for examination. After this completion, the applicant will send a registration application to Roszdravnadzor, which will be considered within 15 days. It's also possible to continue registration in the general order. The second one is registration of medical devices that do not require clinical trials will be completed within up to 30 days and consist of a single-stage examination. Previously, this procedure could take up to 50 days and included 2 stages. The third, manufacturers of first-class risk medical devices and non-sterile class 2A medical devices will be able to make changes to the registration dossier in a notification manner without conducting an examination. For this, it will be necessary to undergo a quality management system assessment. The fourth, simplification of the procedure for making changes. If making changes requires an examination, documents confirming tests can be provided by the applicant independently. Currently, examinations are conducted in 2 stages. Cancellation of the simplified procedure for low-risk medical devices. The simplified registration procedure for low-risk medical devices will be cancelled. Previously, such devices could be registered under a simplified scheme, but no more, unfortunately. The Russian government has adjusted the resolution regulating the specific of circulation and state registration of medical devices in case of their defects or risk arising due to the introduction of economic restrictive measures against Russia. Changes will take effect on the 1st of March 2025. Additionally, in January 2025, Roszdravnadzor extended the work of the Interdepartmental Commission on upcoming a list of types of medical devices subject to simplified registration from the 1st of January 2025 to the 1st of January 2028. The last time Roszdravnadzor reported on update of this list of medical devices subject to the simplified registration mechanism was in December 2024. At that time, this list expanded to 2,210 items. We will share an appendix with the complete list of these products with all the participants of the webinar. The only thing, the nomenclature of the devices may differ in different countries, and that is why the list of the devices will be from the original source in Russian language. The next point is number 7. If there are no changes in the registration dossier confirming the authority of the manufacturer's authorized representative, or if information about the appointment is not updated within 90 working days, the registration authority will suspend the state registration of the medical device for the same period. In this case, all the participants in the field of circulation of medical devices will be notified through the official website and electronic cabinet of the applicant. This provision will come into effect on September the 1st, 2025. Changes have also been made to labeling requirement for medical gloves starting from March 2025. Based on the government resolution number 860 dated June 26, 2024, medical gloves will be included in the list of products subject to mandatory marking. From September 2025 onwards, using unmarked gloves will be prohibited. These new rules will significantly simplify the process of registering medical devices and making changes to registration dossiers while continuing the regulator's strategy to simplify administrative procedures. These norms will remain in effect until the end of 2025 as a part of transitional period towards regulation at EAEU level. Provisions regarding changes to registration dossier and cancellation of registrations for medical devices will remain valid until the end of 2026. The next topic I would like to discuss in more detail is the labeling of medical devices. The medical device labeling will free the market from counterfeit products. According to the Ministry of Health in Russian Federation, over 250 criminal cases have been initiated in Russia in recent years due to counterfeit medical devices. Before the introduction of marking, special circulation signs were applied to product packaging, containing information about the manufacturer, usage instruction, and product characteristics. With the introduction of marking, it will be possible to track the movement of goods from production or import to sale and to the end customer, as well as obtain complete information about them. As of September the 1st, 2023, Government Resolution number 894 on mandatory marking of medical devices came into effect. Marking has become mandatory for from this date. This document regulates the activities of all market participants, manufacturers, importers, and retailers. The complete list of medical devices subject to mandatory marking is contained in government resolution. The list includes hearing aids, orthopedic shoes, and air purifiers. We will share with all the visitors with the copy of this document. Medical devices made to individual order are not marked. As of March 1st, 2024, mandatory digital marking of medical devices is introduced in Russia with the honest sign system. All medical devices listed in the Unified Register, except for individual orthopedics products, special control is applied to risk class 2 and 3 products, such as implants, diagnostic equipment, and consumables, such as syringes, catheters, gloves. This system ensures traceability and safety of high-risk medical products in Russia. Each product receives a unique data matrix code, which is applied to the packaging or directly on the product if there is no packaging, is recorded in honest sign system before import into Russia and is scanned at the point of sale or used to ensure traceability. This process enhances product safety and transparency in the supply chain. This slide outlines the essential steps that manufacturers may follow to ensure compliance with the honest sign system in Russia, facilitating the proper marking and circulation of the medical products. Step 1 is registration in honest sign system. The manufacturer must enter into a contact with a Russian operator such as CRPT, which serves as the system operator. Alternatively, manufacturers can choose to entrust the marking process to an importer or distributor that is based in Russia. Step 2, application of codes. There are 2 options for applying codes. The first one is in China before shipment. This option requires integration with the printing house to ensure proper labeling. And the second one is in Russia at a custom warehouse. While this method is more expensive, it offers logistical simplicity by allowing codes to be applied closer to the point of sale. The required code format is data matrix, as I already mentioned. Step 3 is introduction into circulation. Before customs clearance, the codes must be activated within the honest sign system. Upon sale to a clinic or pharmacy, the code is scanned and subsequently removed from circulation, ensuring accurate tracing and compliance. This step-by-step guide provides clarity on navigating the regulatory landscape for medical product marking in Russia, ensuring the suppliers can effectively manage their operations. This slide provides an overview of the costs and timelines associated with the compliance process for suppliers under the honest sign system in Russia. The first, you should register it in the system. The suppliers can expect to incur costs ranging from $200 to $500 for registering in the honest sign system, with the process taking approximately up to 2 weeks. Code generation. The cost for generating codes is relatively low at 1 to 3 cents per unit, but the total expense will depend on the volume of the products being marked. And the third, application on the packaging. Applying codes to the packaging will add additionally costs 2 to 5 cents per unit and may extend production timelines by 1 to 3 days. And also, understanding the penalties is crucial for suppliers to ensure compliance and avoid costly repercussions in the Russian market. Legal entities that do not adhere to the market regulations can incur significant fines, approximately amounting to $2,500. In addition to the financial penalties, non-compliance may result in the confiscation of goods, leading to further financial losses and disruption of business operations. Here you can see the essential tips for manufacturers to navigate the market requirements effectively and ensure compliance in the Russian market. Consider using market aggregators such as Taxcom to help to reduce costs associated with the market processes. These services can streamline operations and provide cost-effective solutions. Also, entering into a contract with a Russian partner can be beneficial, as they can make and manage the market process on your behalf. This partnership can simplify compliance and enhance market entry. And finally, it's crucial to check all the codes before shipment using a data matrix scanner. This step will ensure that all the products are correctly marked and compliant with regulations. Medical equipment remains one of the key categories of import in Russia, despite efforts for import substitution and sanctions pressure. In 2025, the market continues to adapt to new conditions, including changes in logistics, customs regulations, and the geopolitical situation. Below, we will examine the current state of medical equipment imports, the main challenges, and the prospect for business. The Russian medical equipment market remains import-oriented. Over 80% of equipment is still imported from abroad. The main suppliers are China, the USA, and Germany. In 2024, the volume of medical device imports amounted to approximately 638.8 billion rubles, which is 7.78% more than previous year. However, sanctions and logistical difficulties have led to a decrease in imports of high-tech equipment. For example, supplies of minimally invasive surgical equipment have decreased by 45% over 2 years, from 215 million in 2021 to 119 million in 2023. Importing medical equipment to Russia presents several unique challenges that companies need to navigate carefully. Sanctions and restrictions. Although medical equipment is formally not subject to sanctions, many of its components, for example, X-ray tubes or gas sensors, are considered dual-use goods, complicating their importation. Additionally, banking restrictions may make it difficult to pay contracts, and logistics routes have become less predictable. Logistical difficulties. Sanctions have led to the closure of many familiar delivery routes. Medical equipment from Europe and the USA is now delivered through third countries such as Turkey, the UAE, or Qatar, which increases delivery times and costs, thereby raising the cost of the equipment itself. Consequently, China will continue to strengthen its leading position in supplying medical equipment to Russia, since it offers quality products at a competitive prices. The customs clearance. Medical equipment require a special approach during custom clearance. It's necessary to provide a registration certificate from Roszdravnadzor and accurately specify the HS code. Errors in the documentation can lead on delays and additional costs. In 2025, further development of medical equipment imports is expected, and logistics routes will continue to adapt to new conditions. The trend towards expanding imported equipment and high-margin products will also persist. Importing medical equipment into Russia remains an important but complex process. Businesses need to consider sanction risk, logistical challenges, and customs regulation requirements. The medical equipment market in Russia may grow by 7 to 10% by the end of 2025, despite external restrictions. The main drivers will be the digitalization of healthcare and the re-equipping of regional clinics. Additionally, in 2025, there will be an increased trend towards personalized solutions. Medical devices will integrate with mobile applications and monitor vital signs. The market is already ready to present a wide range of products from cardiac monitors to insulin pumps, with reminder functions and automatic data transmissions to doctor. To successfully operate in the medical equipment market in 2025, it is essential to be flexible, utilize all available tools, and collaborate with professionals in registration, foreign economic activity, and logistics. We know that Chinese companies face a number of challenges when exporting medical products to Russia. Now we'll explore the key risks and discuss the strategies to minimize and overcome them. The first one is regulatory risks. It might be a complex and lengthy registration. The time frame up to 18 months for new products, requirements, clinical trials for risks classes 2B and 3, and translation of the documentation. The solution here might be to start the process early, submit documents simultaneously in Russia and Belarus to expedite access to the EAEU, and hire local regulatory consultants. Changes in legislation. In 2025, strict localization requirements are expected, up to 30% for government procurement. The solution here might be to establish joint ventures with Russian manufacturers and to allocate an additional 15% time for adaptation to new regulations. Financial and currency risks. Blocking of international payments, sanction restriction on transfers in dollars or euro. Solution here might be to conduct transactions in RMB or rubles through Bank of China in Yekaterinburg or banks in the UAE. Also, you may operate through legal entities in third countries. The high customs costs, duties up to 10% plus VAT 20% for unmarked goods. The solution here might be to import components for localized assembly. Here you will have 0% duty, or to participate in preferential programs from the Ministry of Industry and Trade. Logistical risks is increased delivery times when sea routes will take up to 45 days compared to 20 days before 2022. The solution might be to use the rail deliveries through Kazakhstan up to 14 days, or establish warehouses in Russia, for example, in Moscow or Yekaterinburg. One more risk is a damage to cargo at customs, and inspections delay deliveries up to 10 days. Solution here might be to use certified customs brokers that will help you to have the best and the customs clearance, and to obtain compliance certificates in advance. Speaking about the market risks, there is an intense competition. For example, Turkish and Belarusian manufacturers are actively replacing Chinese products. Solution here might be to focus on AI features and after-sales service. You may participate in tenders through local partners or to emphasize quality, not just price. The more risks here is decline in customer payment ability. Because, for example, the budget hospitals might delay payments up to 180 days, and the solution might be to credit risks insurance or to require at least 30% prepayment from them. Reputational risk arising from stereotypes such as the perception of cheap Chinese quality pose significant challenges for business operating in global markets, and the solution here might be obtaining European certification to position products as part of the premium segment, and to invest in training for doctors, similar to Microport. And also you may face some labeling issues. There is fines up to 200,000 rubles for the absence of honest sign codes. So to integrate labeling into the production process in China will be the best solution here. This slide presents an overview of potential risks, their probabilities, potential damages, and recommended mitigation strategies for companies operating in Russian market. For example, to address registration delays, the company plans to utilize accelerated producers through Belarus. To prevent payments blockage, it will be better to use the RMB transfers via the Bank of China. In response to intense competition from Turkey, the focus will be shift towards highlighting technological advantages. Lastly, to avoid labeling errors and that could lead to product confiscation, automation of code generation process will be implemented. By identifying these risks, the implementing effective mitigation strategies, companies can enhance their adaptability in the competitive landscape of the Russian market. Russia remains one of the most promising markets, but success requires adaptation to local retailers. Companies that overcome these risks will fill the niche left by departing European brands. And here, the recommendations will be to start with simple products, disposable items such as syringes or masks, where there are fewer regulatory barriers. To test demand through marketplaces such as Ozon or Wildberries, and to invest in service, training the doctors, and warranty repairs. This section highlights successful cases of China companies that have effectively entered and established themselves in the market. Mindray is a leader in the supply of ultrasound machines in Russia, has increased its market share in ultrasound to 22% over 2 years through assembly in the Moscow region. Microport specializes in surgical stents and paste markets. Xinhua provides autoclaves and sterilizers for hospitals. Their strategy includes localization of packaging and documentation, partnerships with major distributors, and participation in Russian medical exhibitions. So what you should do now? As Russia is one of the most promising markets for Chinese medical devices, And now you'd better start with identifying your top 3 products for export, and then start the registration process in Roszdratnadzor and look for partners in Russia, distributors and legal entities. And here we are ready to assist you with the registration of medical devices in Russia and EAEU countries, audit and amendments to the dossier, organization of testing and research of medical devices in testing laboratories, assistance in organizing a turnkey labeling process, and post-registration changes. And if you want to learn more about opportunities of your products in the Russian and EAEU market, we invite you to the Russia-China Pharmaceutical Forum, which will take place on June 25 in Shanghai. There will be representatives from regulatory authorities and other experts who will provide detailed information, and you can register via the link on the screen. I will give you a couple of seconds. So, and in conclusion, I'd like to add that the Russian medical device market offers significant potential for internal manufacturers in 2025. The success depends on strategic planning, compliance, and local engagement. Focus on segments and regulatory requirements will be essential for the sustainable growth. Building strong partnerships and staying informed about the market developments are crucial. We are ready to assist you in the market entry and development efforts. Please contact us to explore opportunities and discuss your plans. My contact information you may see on the screen, and I'll be happy to meet you either in mail or in WeChat and answer your questions. Thank you for your time and attention. I appreciate your interest and look forward to opportunity to work with you.
也收集了一些现场的问题，有几个问题我们想要问一下我们的 Olga 老师。稍等，我来向 Olga 老师提问一下。Hi, Olga. Could you unmute your microphone?
Yeah. Hi.
Sorry, I have no time to share you the question in English, so I need to question you now. Hope you can understand my poor English. So, as for the first question, the first one is, let me see. Our customer want to enter Russia market. He asked, besides for the UDI, do we need to type barcode on our label?
Actually, according to Russian legislation on medical device labeling, the primary requirements is the application of a unique identifier on the product. But in addition, depending on the category and type of medical device, it may be necessary to include additional identification elements such as barcodes or QR codes to ensure traceability and tracking. In general, most Russian devices in Russia are required to have a UD code, and additional barcodes may be mandatory depending on specific regulatory requirements or usage conditions. It's recommended to regularly review current regulations and consult with regulatory experts to ensure full compliance with all requirements. Actually, you can mail me and I'll send you the most relevant regulatory documents by this case.
Okay, thank you. Give me 1 minute for translation. Olga 老师刚刚回答了这个问题。Olga 老师说，根据法规还有产品的不同分类，有可能会需要你去打印额外的条形码，还有 QR 二维码之类的一些标签。 如果大家有具体的产品的话，欢迎大家把自己的产品分类发给 Olga 老师，然后我们待会儿会把 Olga 老师的 email 再次放到公屏上面来让大家看一下，大家可以 email Olga 老师，这样子的话方便 Olga 老师来发送您具体的产品的一些要求。Okay, then we need to do the second question. The second question is, if we want to enter the Russia market, do we need to do the product test in Russia? So it is necessary to do the test in Russia, not in China things.
Yes, it's necessary to do in Russia.
Okay, 好的。第二个问题 ，Olga 老师的回答是：如果我们的产品需要进入俄罗斯的市场，我们是一定需要在俄罗斯当地做产品检测的，这个是毋庸置疑的。Okay, so the third question is, if we already do the clinical trial in China, can we use that data in Russia registration, or do we need to do another clinical trial in Russia?
Another clinical trial in Russia will be needed, but actually it depends on the type and the class of the risk of medical device. So I need more information. Actually,
yes,
you can write me as well and we'll discuss it closely.
Yes, still depends on the category and regulation for specific products.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
Okay, yes. 所以 Olga 老师说，如果我们在中国已经开展了临床实验，这些数据是否可以用于俄罗斯的认证？是否需要在俄罗斯当地开展临床实验？这个问题的话，我们仍然和第一个问题是一样的，我们需要来根据具体的产品还有类别来确定。理论上是需要去在俄罗斯做一些临床实验的，但是可能根据产品类别会有不同的情况，还是欢迎大家来。去和我们的 Olga 老师进行进一步的沟通，最好是发送给他具体一些的产品分类，来方便他来进行详细的解答。OK， 老师的邮箱也放到了评论区里面，大家也可以直接复制。Okay, thank you, Olga. We have finished our presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your attention. Have a good evening. Bye.
You too. Hi. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.